Morning.
We are here to talk about a very special event, a staple in the community. Sugar Mags is turning 15 years old,
Yes.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And the craziest part of it to me is I remember when Sugar Mags opened, my oldest daughter now is 13. Missy and Peter's daughter, Georgia, was a little baby at the time when they opened up. And I'd seen the photos on the wall, and it's been that long since I've been introduced to Georgia, and now she's a young woman,
Yes.
which is really cool and wild to see, how people grow so quickly. It doesn't seem like a short time, but really, it's kind of like 15 years.
Yes.
I mean, that's a while.
Yeah. She was born in the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you work there?
I work there in the summer, like 2 days a week.
Cool. So a couple different things are happening. Ladies' Night is coming up in downtown Gloucester, December 6th, is it?
This Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yep.
And Sugar Mags is going to have a kind of a special night.
Yeah. We're here today because we wanted to talk about the 15-year anniversary and also talk about the fact that, it's going to be kind of a special little flair because Missy's going to be out and about with the customers. That's the one thing. Georgia's standing in for her mom because she can't leave the busiest day of the year,
Yeah.
right? Sundays is tough.
Sundays are really busy.
So Georgia's here to talk about that as well. But Missy will be out and about thanking her patrons. And I think, 15 years in the restaurant business is a big deal. And I think what's really important is I'm very proud of my cousin Missy, as Georgia is of her mom. The accolades that she's gotten over the last 10 to 15 years has been amazing. And I'm going to list a couple that I remember off the top of my head, but Yankee Magazine, Best of New England, #1.
Wow.
Coastal Living, #1. Wicked.com, #1. Phantom Gourmet, must, I think it's called like Must Go or something like that. I don't know what the ratings are. What else am I missing? Best of Boston North Shore. So she's pretty much had it all. And for anybody that's been in the restaurant business, it's a tough job.
I say all the time, this is owning a lobster company, a fish company, is extremely demanding. And one of my things that I always say is, if there's one thing that I think would be more stressful, would be owning a restaurant. There's so many moving parts. There's so many things you have to keep track of. Inventory, like having just the right enough amount of food, not too much. Staffing, especially today, like having people show up for work is like next to impossible. She's had a lot of the same people working there for years, and that when you see that, you know that's a well-run business,
right?
Especially in the restaurant business,
which is nice. And that also brings me to some of the promotional stuff she'll be doing on Thursday. She'll have, obviously, the biggest thing is her 20% off gift certificates, and I did a little research on this because the average redemption rate for a gift certificate around the country is in the 70s. So if you were to get a gift certificate, restaurants or gift cards, they use 70% of the time. Missy has a 98% redemption rate.
Wow.
So it is really, I think, a testimony to how much people find it to be a treat to go to her restaurant. And I think what's important is you can look at these gifts as get a little teacher's gift or a stocking stuffer, or get it for yourself. If you eat it at Sugar Mags,
it's free money.
It's free money.
Get
the 20% off for yourself. And, that's one thing my kids look forward to every year, those stocking stuffers of Sugar Mags. So that's one thing. And then the charcuterie boards, which we have here displayed.
Driftwood Charcuterie.
Yep. She's actually very proud of this little sub-business she's got. And most of her catering is done on these boards.
Yeah.
It has morphed into sandwich boards, charcuterie boards, cheese boards.
I'm going to come in just 1 second. I'm sorry, only because I just saw the branding right here.
Yeah.
Driftwood Charcuterie. And this is a beautiful board. And the beauty, I think one of the best parts about it is that when you're done eating, and they're visually, when that is covered with the food that she puts on it, it's a work of art to begin with.
Yeah.
But then she leaves behind the charcuterie board, and it's always, you have it forever.
Right.
So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
And it's a no-brainer.
Right. No, it's a great gift. And more importantly, what she does for it. And she's going to also give you some samples of how to actually display it. I think that's the biggest challenge. Some of us are, I think, a little challenged with how we're going to display the board, the different unique things you can put on it. So
you talking about on Ladies' Night?
Yeah. She'll be showing exactly what you should be doing. We're going to have parchment paper laid out, which shows you, because this is another thing too. People think you put things straight up. The best thing you can do is put a little parchment underneath this before you put your cheeses and your stuff out. So she'll have kind of a display board of how you should be displaying things, and I think that's kind of a nice treat. that way. So and then she has commemorative mugs and pints for her 15th anniversary, which we've given you two today.
Yeah.
And she'll be selling some coffee in those as well.
There.
So lots to do. But most important thing of all is I think Missy wants to make sure that Georgia and I say thank you on behalf of herself and her staff because she's been very successful.
Yeah.
She works hard, but she also loves what she does. Right,
Yeah.
Georgia?
Yeah,
And,
I've never seen anyone work as hard. I don't think. Like my dad, obviously, but like her too. Like she's whenever someone's like can't work, she always has to come in, even if it's not her day to work. So like she's always working.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is when you're a small business owner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
So we're very proud of that for sure.
Well, there you go. So what time is the
So
festivities
she's going to
starting?
start open from 6 to 9. We've got champagne. She's making homemade Baileys, which is to die for. So you need to come and try those. So we have all those all set up. And the place is going to be decorated extra special. We've been working on it all week. I think she's all set with me. She doesn't want to answer any more of my phone calls. She's like, you keep bossing me around. Who's the boss around here? So it's been fun. This is the second year in a row that I've helped her with her promotion of Ladies Night. And more importantly, it's just pouring the champagne, meeting her customers. I think she just wants to say thank you to everybody because the last few years she's always kind of behind the counter helping with the gift certificates, but this year she's going to be out with the crowd, which I think is important. So come by, think about the 20% off and how that would work for you and for gifts and stocking stuffers, and also think about looking at the charcuterie board and what that looks like. So
Yeah, we had one at the Good Morning Gloucester party that she brought last year, and it was a huge, huge hit. So tell her thank you from me, and thank you for doing what she does at the restaurant. It's yet another piece of the awesome Gloucester puzzle that makes people love being here and coming here. So thank you to her, and thank you guys for showing up.
Thank you.
Have a great day,
Thank
guys.
you.